Okay, so as I've already gone over Deadpool's moves and their individual uses in depth in the first two parts of my guide, I'm going to keep this third part a bit more general. I'm not going to go in depth on every single move in neutral that you'll use ever, but I'm going to talk about your general game plan, what you should be thinking at round start, what you should be thinking once you survive the 99-second gambit, and how you're going to try to mix people up on incoming to try to close out the game after you get that first hit. I can't teach you everything there is to know about neutral with Deadpool, but I can try to guide your thinking, and the most important thing about Deadpool is coming up with, what am I doing next? What is my game plan here? How am I transitioning from this current screen position to a more advantageous position? As I mentioned before, playing Dante is super key to making Deadpool work in higher level gameplay, so I'll be making some assumptions about using Jam Session in a lot of situations, though other assists can fill similar roles if you don't use Jam Session. Just know that going throughout this video, if I do refer to using Jam Session in a situation, you can extrapolate and kind of try to figure out how to use whatever assists you use to fill the same position that I might have Jam Session filling. So Deadpool's primary goal at round start is to escape. Your focus shouldn't be trying to land a hit right away, though there are times that is appropriate. Aggressive round starts often require a hard read on an opponent or conditioning them to anticipate one of your defensive round start options. So this should rarely be used until you can either get a solid read on your opponent's start of the round habits or properly condition them to try to chase you down. You have a few basic options at round start. First, you can back yourself into a corner by walking back or double jumping back, and either block it out against the opponent's pressure, or once you hit the corner, you can try to wall jump over top of them and juke them to get over top and behind. If they don't have a good assist or buttons to stuff Jam Session with, you can jump over and call Jam Session here to force them to block, and then use one of Deadpool's many movement options to get out and toss a grenade or shoot some guns to start setting up a zoning pattern. This is a round start particularly favored by Dual Kevin. He often chooses to back himself into a corner and just rely on his defense and Jam Session to fight his way out of the corner and start setting up his zoning. Alternatively, you can bait the opponent into thinking you're going to corner yourself and then instead jump forward at the last second or wait right until the round starts and dash forward and underneath them. Again, if you're jumping over top of or past them, you can call Jam Session as you go to lock them down if they try to follow you, and make it even safer to get a grenade down and start zoning. The riskier option is to use one of Deadpool's buttons to try to contest aggressive round starts like dash up jab. Despite the risk, because of how insanely fast his jab is, it can catch aggressive players trying to take space and jump on top of Deadpool before he can get away. Players scouting out a dash in or max range jab, if they're familiar with Deadpool, will try to space out or stuff your attacks, but using buttons with long, low hitboxes that Deadpool has, like crouching medium, will beat many of these attempts. If you pull this off, congratulations, you actually just played footsies in Marvel, but it's not often that someone is going to have the knowledge in the matchup where this is going to be used. A lot of your round start with Deadpool does wind up depending on how much your opponent knows about the character, and it's good on both extremes. If people don't know a lot about Deadpool, you can get away with some bullshit at the start of the round, but if they are familiar with the character, you also can do things that aren't common to Deadpool and exploit their knowledge to get out of bad situations. So once you survive start of the round, whether they blocked Jam Session because you called it as part of your round start, or you simply got enough space away from them to start your zoning, try to get a grenade down on the floor as quickly as possible. If they blocked your assist, it's easier and much safer to toss a grenade down and then play around the grenade. Be careful about tossing out grenades against characters with very fast movement or teleports, as they can sometimes still teleport in and get past your grenade and hit you. It's often better to initially use like a falling medium or light guns or maybe a ninja stars throw against characters that have these kind of teleports or fast ground movement, as you recover much more quickly and can block once you hit the ground. You're going to be doing a lot of calling Jam Session, throwing down a grounded grenade on top of where Jam Session is, then maybe tyrannying a grenade to reach full screen, then throwing another grenade that's going to be closer to you, waiting for your jam session to refresh. During jam session downtime and while you've got grenades out, use Deadpool's movement to get out of bad situations and try to move around your opponent. Using Deadpool's movement options combined with his teleport, guns, and grenades really just makes up all of Deadpool's play style. You can pretty much win matches at mid-level, really only having to make good jam session calls, mixing between grounded and tyranny grenades, and using your movement options to avoid your opponent. Having an assist like Hawkeye's Greyhound arrows makes it easier for you to throw grenades against fast ground-based characters, as you can kind of wait until the arrows are about to contact the opponent's block to safely toss a grenade out, and play around the grenade until your assists are back off cooldown. You can follow Hawkeye arrows in and go for pressure, and then back off with a grenade toss if you have to. There are 2 successful neutral strategies we've seen out of Deadpool at a high level in Marvel 3. There's Dual Kevin's zoning heavy style, where he's really just using jam session to make you block getting grenades down and then playing around Hawkeye arrows a lot of the time to keep grenades down. And then there is my playstyle, the Dante Strider playstyle, where you're going to be zoning initially and then using the zoning to force them to block a grenade or guns and transitioning into rush down using Vajra teleport. No single one of these playstyles is always the right option or always correct. Usually employing a mix of zoning and rush down is ideal, and based on the matchup or your opponent's playstyle, you should lean more into one or the other usually. Deadpool's solo incoming is somewhat weak. He can employ same side or dash under crouching medium against characters coming in, as long as they don't have double jump or air dashes, which is useful against characters like Virgil and Chris when they're coming in. Using Katanarama and a teleport cancel as a meaty can anti-air characters coming in, but when it's blocked it doesn't really lead to much of a mix-up. You'll need to depend heavily on your assists to make your incoming mix-ups work. Notoriously, jam session and quick work is difficult to block mid-screen. This is one of the many reasons why Dante is a must-have for Deadpool. This is the most easy-bake oven incoming mix-up of all time. This creates a meaty situation that is ambiguous based on assist call timing and quick work timing, and can be converted using Bolo to get a combo. If they're not mid-screen, if they're in the corner, calling jam session and throwing a grenade also creates a kind of precarious situation for your opponent, forcing them to choose between landing into the grenade and being put into further block stun by Deadpool for a high-low mix-up, or they'll have to choose to push block the jam session to not fall down and potentially get guard break air thrown, or they can try to dash out afterwards and risk getting stopped or air to aired. This throw grenade called jam session option is especially strong against players who like to either mash or up back in incoming situations. It creates several layers to your incoming that there's not one easy autopilot answer to. The other best assist for incoming is using Vajra, as its tracking properties allow you to abuse Deadpool's quick work and teleport to change sides repeatedly. Also, the scaling off of a raw Vajra, either knockdown or just a hit and confirmed with a jab or a crouch medium, does not scale the combo nearly as much as a lot of other assist hits might, so usually you can kill off of a proper Vajra hit, as opposed to a jam session sometimes. Players who are just guessing left or right very obviously, who hold forward expecting a jam session cross-up, can be hit pretty easily by simply throwing a bolo if the character doesn't have a double jump or fast air dash, or you could just call jam session and stand still. Okay, so there's my basic guidance on how to approach round start, your kind of neutral situations, and incoming. I figured it might be helpful if I kind of analyze one of my matches from TNS and talk about my mentality during that match. So we're going to end off this episode with a match analysis. Okay, so this is going to be an analysis of my match against Remora from TNS a couple weeks ago. I know it's online, I know it's on Parsec, nobody's playing at 100%, that is my disclaimer. However, it's one of the most recent match footages I have, and it is a very common team to fight against, so it's a good example for a matchup analysis video like this. So hopefully I can explain some of my mentality here going into the match. Now, at round start, I can back myself into the corner, though this team, once you back yourself into the corner and it has room to just like call your assists and he gets his Buster Charge up, if he pops Sogenmu, I'm just going to get either unblockable or very hard to blockable. So I don't want to fully corner myself here. So I back up to make it seem like I am going to corner myself. But there's this kind of like posturing you do with Deadpool, or that at least I do and other Deadpool players I've seen do, when you're going to go for an aggressive round start. So usually people think, okay, at this spacing, you're gonna dash up jab. And so either that or you're going to call jam session here and jump back. So what I actually choose to do here, I'm gonna jump forward jab, which is another very fast option. This is just like 5 frames. And if he jumps up, I'm going to hit him first in the air, especially if he's charging Buster with the light button. He is not going to have a fast enough button to contest that. And the spacing we were at, he's not going to be able to air throw me like that. So I jump up jab here, which covers this air option, and then jam session's coming out on the ground. Now, I don't care that jam session's out wide open here. I'm going to throw a grenade on top of this. I'm going to try to get a grenade down as soon as I can. And then now I can actually start my zoning game. He does have grenades, or rather he does have missiles coming down. So I'm going to like shoot some guns, try to land and recover. I call Strider to keep him from jumping over top. And then once he blocks guns, I can start tiger kneeing and throwing grenades. So I'm going to force him to move into the air here. He has to move into the air. I call jam session to try to keep him back. I just keep chucking down grenades there. If he shoots a grounded Buster at any point, the grenade's just going to cancel it. So now he's going to go airborne. Now, once you're getting a 0 player to go airborne like this, or any character, Magneto, hell, if like a Spencer super jumps at you or something, you're going to be dashing out underneath the character. You're going to use his really fast low to the ground dash to get out and behind. I do have to jump up back here to try to like block his attack, and I'm going to push block him away from me, and then instantly just start throwing grenades again, getting him down. I nullified the Virgil call there with the grenade, and then once I have some space and he's airborne, I'm going to try to anti-air him using my jam session assist call here, now that I'm cornered. And if it hits him or he blocks it, this is fine for me, because if he blocks it, I am going to either throw a grenade or just dash out underneath him. If he gets hit, I can confirm. And you see he does swing, he gets hit here. And now I get this hit, I have to be looking at his health. I'm like, okay, he has too much health for me to just kill him with the 2 bars. However, the other option that I have to kill without resetting is going for a TAC, and if I TAC break here and I'm stuck in the corner against 0 after a TAC break, it's not a great situation for me. I can reset because I can call Vajra here, and I call Vajra and launcher, and then I tiger knee a quick work, which lets me basically, instead of having to jump up here with him, I just can instantly start flying across the screen. It's going to switch sides and the Vajra is going to knock him down. And you see I get a lot of chunky damage here off of that raw Vajra hit, and I can just end it with a super. Now that he's mid-screen, I can go for a jam session mix-up. Now he blocks the jam session quick work mix-up. I do a couple hits after he continues to block them. I just get a grenade down. Now, I really don't want him to DHC into Virgil here. I don't expect him to do it immediately. I expect him to try to like maybe build a little bit more meter or force me to block first. So he goes up here. I don't know if that was an intentional butter gun. Either way, the second that somebody's in the air like this, if I have the Vajra up, I'm going to quick work Vajra under them and try to cross them up. It hits him with a backside here, and now the actual problem that is left on this team is Virgil. This is what I'm talking about. You get the hit on Doom, you're going to want to snap Virgil in against a Doom Virgil team. Now, there's a couple options here. He doesn't have a jump, so I can just try to like anti-air him with a crouch medium, or I can try to dash under him and catch him with a crouch medium on the other side with a cross up. Usually that is an option I'll choose, either that or just the meaty jam session call. I'm going to cross under him here. He blocks it, which is great. And then because I use the quick work, I'm going to teleport cancel backwards to be safe. So he's in now. He can just swords up and start messing around with me. But he does just get hit by the Vajra after the teleport, which I don't expect. He maybe expected me to teleport cross up on him, but it stays same side. I'm not expecting this. If I was more aware and ready for this, I can just confirm with the crouching light here. But instead, I go for the overhead, which he's not expecting after that hit. And I'm just going to keep it as simple as I can. You knock down here, and I want to try to get the last shot. So I DHC early here onto Dante. I want to get the last shot on the guns. Getting this last shot on the guns gives you the perfect amount of time to tag in with Deadpool here and go for a mix-up. Now, he's cornered, so I'm not going to have an amazing incoming mix-up. But I can try to layer something here, like a call jam session and throw a grenade, which I do. Now, he blocks the jam session. He does push block. The question now is if he's going to air dash up after the push block. If I go for a air grab, if he's going to tech it, he's going to X Factor here. Now he just chooses to air dash up forward. I block his foot dive. It is totally fine to play safe like that there, and you just let him foot dive at you as long as you're going to be able to block it. Now, earlier on in the guide, I did talk about a specific button that absolutely dunks on Dr. Doom players. It's stand heavy. So if any Doom player usually makes you block something like this, and they don't have X Factor left, so like you just spent X Factor, they're going to try to make you block finger lasers and push in and like try dash in aggressively. But because they're try dashing in aggressively like that, it just leaves them open to the anti-air there. They're going to do a nice and easy quick work conversion and finish it off nice and simple. I did know that with the amount of health he had when I got that hit, especially because it started off a raw standing H, I was going to have more than enough damage to kill him if I used the X Factor there. Okay. Going into the second round, I read that he kind of stayed in that mid-range. He wants to be able to either anti-air me if I'm going to jump like that again, or if I do the dash-in jab or the stand jab, he wants to counter-poke that. Now, I've played against Remora before, and he has done this before, and other Zero players as well. That if they know I'm going to do this, and they're charging light Buster, like using the light button to charge Buster, you can use crouch medium, or sometimes even crouch heavy, and go underneath me trying to jab you, or outrange me trying to jab you. So you see he is spacing himself out here to counter poke me trying to do something like that. However, I'm aware of this, right? I have my crouching medium, which goes really far, is very low to the ground, and the hitbox is way in front of the hurt box. So I am going to press crouch medium here, anticipating he is going to be going for a counter poke on my jab. This is risky. If I do get hit here, if he just waits and then swings after I whiff, I mean, I can try to cancel it into a ninja gift to make it safe. So I'm already ready for that, but I'm going to do crouch medium and then stand heavy. And then if I see the crouch medium stand heavy hit, I'm going to confirm into a quick work. If not, I'm instantly going to be going into a ninja gift here, right? He does press crouch medium to try to beat my jab out. So he does get hit here. Deadpool crouch medium is 7 frames. Zero's crouch medium is 8. It's going to beat it flat regardless, but especially with that spacing, I'm going to win here. So I confirm, and I'm going to have to call the jam session to get enough meter to kill Zero. That's not a problem. Should be an easy 2-bar kill here. I want to bring him in the corner because his Remora's Doom usually does not react well to being cornered here in this situation. And also, he's already shown that he can block the mid-screen quick work jam session mix-up. So I'm going to just corner him here, toss down a grenade and call jam session and hope he gets hit. Now he does. He gets hit by the grenade. I don't have the bar to snap Virgil here, and I'm not going to kill him if I'm Xing. And also, I just called Jam Session, so if I TIC, I'm going to be getting in Strider here. So I'm going to go for a reset. I'm going to toss down a grenade that's going to be meaty. He gets hit by the grenade. Usually, I would like get the meaty grenade, then do stand medium, quick work, and call Jam Session. And I'd get a low and then a high-low mix-up after. He just gets hit, and then he gets hit by the Jam Session as well. Now that I have the bar to snap, I'm going to just snap him in. And there, because he has guessed the cross-up, quick work before, I just stood still and called the Jam Session. He blocks it, good on him. But after the push block, he tries to press. I'm going to anti him with jab here. And I have less than the 1 bar, but Deadpool can always do at least that like 930k off of something like this here. Virgil only has 850. So we're just going to X Factor and clean up this character and not worry about the Dr. Doom. I am going to get a mid-screen mix-up because of the way that he dies here. And instead of... Okay. He's blocked the quick work cross-up. He's blocked the quick work same side. I'm calling Vajra here. And usually calling Vajra means I'm going to quick work under him. Right? And then it's a 50-50 from there. So he's currently going to be holding forward. Because I'm aware of this, I'm just going to toss the bolo. He gets knocked down, easy combo. I am going to have to call the Jam Session to make sure that I get the bar here to kill. But it's just an easy kill on Dr. Doom now. Alright, so I've gone for slightly more aggressive starts the past couple attempts, like the past couple round starts. So I actually do back off and corner myself here. He also backs off. He, after having the last round, he's got to be thinking like, okay, I'm not getting hit at round start again. I can win neutral if I just play it safe, and he absolutely can. So I do some low to the ground guns here. And then after he either blocks them or is going to get hit by them, which he gets hit, I'm able to call Vajra. And I'm just going to do Vajra teleport, go low. He's trying to up back here. And when he tries to up back, he's going to get hit. I hit Dr. Doom, and I see that Strider ate the missiles for me. And so now that Strider ate the missiles, I can just go do a basic happy birthday combo. And I do Team Super. There's some weird stuff with doing Katana-Rama on happy birthday characters, especially if they're different weights or different sizes. So I just commit to the Team Super. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to have my Jam Session here for this incoming. So I'm just going to go up. I go medium and then I try to option select a forward heavy air throw if he X factors. He doesn't X, but because he blocked the heavy low to the ground, I can dash in and go low here. Now I try to X factor throw, but I think I'm not close enough, and I just wind up getting hit. I try to throw the X factor, and now I'm just gonna get Virgiled. Like there's nothing. This is why you snap the Doom in. And it was just an unfortunate situation because of the way that I opted to kill the Zero and Doom together. And then he just crosses me under, gets lucky hit, and I'm dead. It's Virgil stuff. It happens. This most Deadpool teams are susceptible to getting Virgiled, you know. If they block your incoming mix-ups and you're not able to snap the character, it'll happen sometimes. You just gotta kind of deal with it, shake it off. So now, I do the same thing again. I dash back, and I'm gonna do guns. He, at this point, is respecting me at round start. So once I know that they're going to respect me at round start, I just take as much space as possible. Going to jump back guns. He goes for the same exact start of the round. He just wants to get missiles down so that I have to block missiles, and then he just wants to either rush me down or zone me out once I have to block missiles. Probably rush me down. So I'm just going to do the same exact thing. Once he blocks the guns, he can't let off the buster here because he's in the air. Also, if he lets off the buster on the ground, a full set of light guns will go through Buster, so he will get hit by the last bullet. Call Strider, because there's no reason not to. I'm going to go for a teleport mix-up. Now, he's in the air. If he blocks it, good for him, and then I can just, you know, continue the block stun, get another grenade down. If he doesn't, I hit him anyway. I dash under here to make it like slightly harder to block, and he does actually get caught by the dash under jab. Okay. So now we're just gonna kill Zero nice and easy. There's no reason to snap here. Zero is a problem character. Just to make sure I keep the corner, I do the medium teleport. I'm gonna go for the easy DHC. I toss the grenade down, but I don't go for the jam session. I'm not sure why. Maybe I didn't have it up yet or something, but that shouldn't be the case. Oh, you know what? I tossed the grenade, and then I think I try to call the jam session here, and he actually gets over top of me. Now, I'm thinking, okay, he's dashing around. He either wants to get Virgil in immediately with the DHC, or he wants to just like dash around and try to run away from me. So I'm gonna try to hit him with a bolo here. I go for a second bolo. He doesn't get hit by the Vajra. Get a grenade down, he jumps it. I try to go up to stop his movement away from the grenade, but you just shouldn't be under Dr. Doom like that. I was getting desperate because of him having the 2 bars. And that's not good. You don't want to get desperate when he has the 2 bars like that. If he DHCs, you're probably okay, right? He only has the 2 bars. He's not going to have another bar for Virgil. And if you block out the first, like, set of spiral swords, you're probably fine, right? And then Virgil with no bar, I feel like actually loses to Deadpool. But as long as the Virgil has the bar, Deadpool loses the matchup very slightly. All right, so I get foot dived here because I try to get a little bit too aggro. And he's like, all right, screw this. I want to snap in the anchor and kill the anchor. I'm not sure why, but I don't think he likes Strider, especially fighting Strider on Parsec. So he goes for the incoming mix-up. I block the cross-up. And I'm just going to start bird bombing here. And off of a bird bomb, I'm just going to tag in Deadpool. There's no reason not to. He does finally DHC and Virgil, all right? Now, I try to jump and air throw him out of that, but I get messed up. I push block this properly to make his button whiff. And then he's like, oh crap, all right, well, after I properly push block that, I get the grenade down. And now he whiffed that, but I'm midair. He's going to try to dash in and hit me as soon as possible. I'm going to do those falling light guns to hit him as I go lower to the ground, and then jam session actually confirms it for me. Now, I know I already have almost 2 bars. If I have almost 2 bars on my X Factor, I'm going to kill Virgil here. No matter what. I'm going to kill Virgil. All right. So I convert very easily. Do a slight combo optimization there. Team Super, I want to make sure this guy is dead. I don't really care about the Doom. He has 1 bar, so I only have to bait him out to use the bar once. And he's probably going to use it in the X Factor, and as long as I'm not calling a bad assist or getting hit, I don't really care. When he doesn't have bar anymore, I can just kind of like stand age quick work at him, and what is he going to do? I just throw some grenades down, so he's going to have to jump. I slide there, which was a misinput on a dash. But luckily, all he does is hit the jam session there. He does spend that bar right away in X Factor like I anticipated. He tries to get a combo on the Dante after he gets hit, but doesn't get it. So I'm just going to back up here, and I don't have to do anything too drastic. He doesn't have Sphere Flame, so I don't think he's going to be able to kill the Strider Call I do. And if he happens to press something in the air, I get the knockdown, and that should be the end of the game. He gets hit, but doesn't kill him. Even if he hits the Strider here, he has to go up to do enough damage he has to like super jump after. And I can just jump back guns or heavy guns to hit him if he goes up to the top corner of the screen. So I'm just going to toss some grenades here. I'm low on health, so I'm just going to be trying to avoid getting shot. I get hit there, and I get put into danger. I'm super low. And now my question is, okay, do I raw tag in? Probably not, because if I raw tag in, he kills the Dante, kills the Deadpool. And then I have Strider, who's going to get one-touched by Doom, who can't one-touch Doom at this health. So I am just going to send it. Sometimes with Deadpool, as much of a like zoning character he might be, and I might pretend you have to be super big brain to play this character, sometimes you just send quick work at people. So I did. I'm going to be able to kill here too, if I optimize. I get the kill. It is not totally unreasonable to just be quick working at him here. When I see that I'm like this low health against Doom with no X Factor, I'm like, all right, if it's at this point, I just have to send something. My Deadpool's gonna either die to chip or get a hit on him, right? And if he does do beam here, I low profile the beam and I hit him. If he presses any button here, I'm gonna hit him. And he air dashes down to the ground and just gets hit. That should be the end of the match. I won't pretend I played this game or even this match perfectly. There were certainly some mistakes, but hopefully this lets you understand a little bit better the mentality of what I'm thinking when playing Deadpool against a strong opponent, and can help you with your own decision making. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed part 3 of my Deadpool guide. Something a little different, but hopefully can help you put together some of the things from the first 2 parts of the guide. In the next part of the guide, I'm going to be joined by Dual Kevin and Psychilic for a Deadpool matchup discussion. Until then, I'm Wedge, and thanks for watching.